teacher.
Hi, I'm Keisha.
I'm Laura. Welcome to the Pattern Queens, episode 56. Today is Monday, January 18th. It's Martin Luther King Day. And welcome. And this is a channel about cross stitch.
And friendship and rambles and lots of shenanigans. And sometimes going almost a month since a regular video. And so you forget you're part of the intro, even though you just went over it.
And silliness, obviously.
All the time.
So welcome to our channel. I meant to note down some of the comments because I've been enjoying reading everybody's comments, but I filmed all of my whip parade. And if you have not watched that, get a cuppa, play a drinking game with whatever beverage you want, and count how many times I say, if I would just sit down and stitch.
Yeah.
Like everybody, right? We all
Right.
I would just sit down and stitch.
Right. Sometimes it's nice going through all of your whips because you're like, oh man, I have really good taste in projects, right?
And I don't think I gave a final count. And really, I don't think I can look at this list and do it. I would have to be on my spreadsheet because I actually had a couple of things listed twice.
Oh,
But
okay.
the total count is somewhere around it's somewhere around 140.
Oh, nice.
Between 140 and 150. I had 152, but like I said, I had to mark off a couple of them.
Mm-hmm.
1, 2, 3, 4. I finished a couple. I had to mark off 4, so that'd be 148.
Oh, very good.
Pretty good, healthy number, right?
Mm-hmm. That's okay. Lots of choice, right?
Yes. But since then, I've had a few finishes. So what a transition that was.
Good one. Very organic.
What have you finished?
Well, as I was driving to my in-laws on December 31st at about 9:00 at night, maybe a little bit past, I'm not sure, I finished this little guy. This is from the
cute.
Thank you. This is from the Stocking Sleds book by Lizzie Kate. And this is what we were working on during our Stitch with Us during the months of November and December. And I finished him up, and he was my very last finish of 2020.
Okay, you said 9:00 at night in the car. What do you use in the car to be able to see that?
Well, I have to turn on the light. Luckily, I have a fussy baby who fusses a little bit less if he can see me. So I was stitching during the, okay, I have the light on. I'm here, James. It's okay. Stitch, 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 stitch. But I really had like maybe 25 stitches left on this whenever I got in the car. So just luckily for me that James decided that he wanted to be awake and needed to see me.
Well, that's awesome. So just like the
little light that's like over, because I sit in the back next to James on long car rides just in case I need to play with him to settle him down. So
okay, I was just curious.
Yeah, no, an assist from the boy. I guess I do have a little headlamp, but that'd probably be bad since I sit right behind my husband who's driving.
People would think, wow, that man is glowing. I ended up on the 31st having a finish, and I finished Moonlit Garden by Blackbird Designs. Now, I left off the verse.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh, I can't get it open. This is what mine looks like.
Very nice.
I am one of those bad people who does not iron before I come show things to you.
That's okay. I don't either.
I was just looking at all those stars and thinking how pretty that's going to look with cinnamon stars should I ever get that finished.
For sure.
And that one is on, I don't think I have the other piece of fabric here. It's just a piece of fabric from my stash. It's kind of a greenish, and I used all the called for colors.
Oh,
At
yeah,
the
I guess
start of,
mine was
go
yeah,
ahead.
mine was on the perforated paper that's called for with the suggested DMC. I didn't use any of the over dyes.
Yeah. And I probably bought these threads when the pattern came out, when I started it, and it's been in my whips for a long time. So then the other one, at about, so that was at about, I don't know, 10 minutes to midnight, something like that. Maybe 20 minutes to midnight. I'm trying to think how this went. At about 20 minutes to midnight. And then at about 10 minutes after midnight, my first finish of the year is this one, Joy to the World from Lizzie Kate. And there was fabric in the kit, but I had this really pretty piece of um, orphan linen from Picture This Plus. It's called Ygritte, and
Mm,
that's what I used. And there it is.
very pretty.
And I really like it. I'll get a little closer and you can see.
Oh, wow.
So it's a very subtle one.
Mhm.
It's a little later here tonight than what we normally film, so it's gonna be dark.
Yeah.
But that was finish number one for the year. And then, and
Oh gosh.
then, now Joy to the World was a start during the 12 days of stitching for Christmas.
Mhm.
So that one had been a new start. Moonlit Garden was one that had been in my whips. And then, oh, and that was in, I love this one.
Ooh, yes.
Isn't that cool? And the inside is so fancy.
That is fancy.
Then this one, I love this sleeve.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's in this?
What's in
And the
that?
inside is the same thing except in blue. This one was a rep exclusive. So this one is Cancer from Humus
Oh,
Feet.
yes.
And I have been stitching on it. The kids at school love this.
Ooh, I
I
bet.
supervise a fifth grade lunch, and there are only, I think there are about 8 of them in the room. So I can just sit at the back and do my thing. I posted this on Instagram, and my fabric is just a navy linen.
Mhm.
She calls for black. I really like the navy. It's a little softer, but that's all DMC. She has
Wow.
the best color sense. I love that.
Yes.
So I wonder if I know anyone else who's a Cancer who might want that.
I know someone who has a boy who's a Cancer.
Yep,
Yes.
because I know you're a Leo. See, I said it wrong. I didn't say it quite the right way. But anyway, that was finish number 2. I'm pretty happy about that. It's still January.
That's amazing. So we were talking about this before we started filming. Do you know how many you finished during 2020?
Mm, I do. I finished 26 projects.
That's awesome. And you had like some big finishes in there too, didn't you?
I did. 2020 was a year that I was using my wheel to spin for one of my 10 and 20, which
Mhm.
were bigger ones mostly. I think Cancer may have been, it was either on that one or it was on my whip wheel.
Mhm.
And so it had seen some progress during the year, and then I finished it. So both of those came off of the wheel that I did last year. And I think using the wheel and doing that, spinning it every week, made me made me touch more of my projects than I normally would.
Mhm.
So my finish count is maybe not as high as it's been in previous years, but oh my gosh, the progress I made in 2020 was amazing.
for sure.
So how about you?
We figured around 21. Not
Well, maybe
solid on that number.
more.
Maybe.
21 plus an extra special bonus finish.
Well, that's true. And I did work on him for about 9 months, not all in 2020, but So of course that significantly impacted my stitching time. But
But
a lot of, oh, go ahead.
you did manage to find a good rhythm with when you could stitch, and you
Yeah.
allowed yourself to stitch for 15 minutes or 30 minutes.
Right. And what I found is what I've been doing now, just watching James, he's getting to where he'll kind of sit and I can stitch a little bit. But for a while, I just made sure that I had a couple of projects just right next to the couch where I usually sit with him, so that whenever he took a nap, I could be like, all right, I'm grabbing it. But that only happened about a third of the time. 2/3 of the time, it was either I'm looking at James or I'm asleep.
Yes. 2020 is also the year that we both started a Hawk Run Hollow project.
Thinking that we'd finish it.
Yes. And then quickly realizing that there are over 8,000 stitches possible in every block. I think
Yes.
your blocks were the same size mine were.
Yes, they were.
We talked about that. So um, I managed to finish, and I didn't count these in my finishes.
Mhm.
I managed to finish 5 months during the
Wow.
year. So, but mostly because I gave up starting the next month. I hit a point where I was like, I'm really tired of this and I want some things finished. So I went back and finished off everything up to then. And I've
Well, I
soon, but that's it. Bless you, sweetie.
I completely finished one block on Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow, but I got a pretty good start on a few of the others. But I
Mm.
think what kind of stopped my progress on that was we were stitching together every Thursday. We'd meet
Yeah.
at Panera. So we had like a dedicated time that was just for Hawk Run Hollow. And whenever we stopped doing that, it just kind of went by the wayside.
Yes. It was hard. I mean, um, because we did try doing like a typing chat with it. I had other things going on, you had other things going on, so we didn't really want to do an in-person chat for that every week. It just didn't work for us.
And it's hard to do a typing chat and stitch at the same time and know, especially with multiple people, like
Yes.
being able to pay attention to what's happening.
And I miss meeting up with those people, and we need to just schedule like a monthly chat where we can
Right.
get on and just stitch for a long time.
Everyone go through the Panera drive-through, get your regular.
They stopped making my gluten-free cookies.
No.
Yes, those double chocolate cookies. Oh my gosh.
That's awful. Apparently they have a whole bunch of new macaroni and cheese and flatbreads. Like, what has even happened with Panera?
Yeah.
I'd probably still get chicken and wild rice soup.
And that's the soup I would like to get. That's like
Uh-huh.
the one soup besides chicken noodle that is not gluten free.
Right.
So anyway, anyway, I used to get a cookie when we would go and it was fabulous. But
Mhm.
okay. So how about, do you have any stash you want to show?
I do have some stash. So I got this really pretty piece of linen from Laura and Katie for Christmas and a bunch of other things, but I'm just going to show you this linen right now because it is great. And I can't wait to figure out what I'm going to put on this because green is my favorite color. So, of course, I want to put something great. We know that it's by Weeks Dye Works and we think it's Scuppernog. We think it's Scuppernog. But anyway, I just love this. I'm really excited to
We'll
figure it out.
find the bag later and let us know if it's not Scuppernong. So
We'll do. We'll do. So I got that. Another exciting piece of stitching related things is I got a tablet, a Samsung tablet that can run Pattern Keeper. So I'm really excited.
Woo!
kind of mess around with that and use that for some of the projects that I plan on doing this year.
Big James project with the
Yes.
sheep.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
So it's called A Cheeky Escape, and it's actually in my January plans.
Oh,
So,
awesome.
But yeah, so I'm excited to have that because I do a lot from my phone. But that's kind of hard whenever I'm like trying to text someone or maybe watch something on my phone. So it's going to be nice to have a tablet just for that. So I was really excited. And then in big personal news that will relate to a cross stitch thing, I interviewed for a new job at the place where I already work because my boss is switching to another position in the city. So I interviewed for her job and I got that job. So I'm pretty excited about that. So for the very first time in my adult life, I am going to have my own office.
That's so exciting.
I bought this from Emma Congdon and it says Office Sweet Office.
So cool.
So I plan on getting the things to stitch that. I'm really excited about it. It's one that I've eyed for a long time and I thought, oh, I can stitch this and put it in my cubicle at work. But now I'm going to have an office. So now I have to stitch it. So that was kind of my congratulations to myself gift.
So awesome. I'm sorry, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
I am just going to show you a couple things. I have no idea what I bought since we last did this. But I found this chart, or Katie found this chart, and it's from Lottie Da, and it's called 3 Lilies. And I just love this.
Yes.
I have another one that was 3 Lilies. That wasn't the name of it, but anyway, I love it. And it's so pretty. And I thought, well, that would probably be a nice companion piece.
Yeah.
Then I got my Color and Cotton, and guess what? I have not opened it.
Oh, live unpackaging.
It has been sitting here. I did start the corner and I thought, okay, then I can tear the rest of it.
Right.
Because otherwise I'm really wimpy. So we're gonna see. Ooh. This one is King's Blue.
Oh.
And I get 32 count Belfast. So that's what it looks like doubled. And you get a 1/4 yard. That's pretty.
What that'd be pretty for is the Sapphire Mountain Book Club Sense and Sensibility.
She wants me to give her my fabric.
So I just want to buy
I
it.
thought about you whenever I saw that that's what Stitching Book Club was doing with Sense and Sensibility.
They're having like a fabulous year. So, and I know that they're.
Have a pass.
You what?
We may have a pass.
Oh, awesome. I was trying to get this to go in, but like the little bag is not wanting to cooperate. I like to keep them in these until I'm ready because I know that's what's in there.
Right.
So that's all I'm going to show you for stash. I have a couple of things that will come up in my plans and whips that you'll get to see.
Awesome.
And plans and whips are what I have up next.
Okay, well, let's just get started then, shall we? First off, I'm going to show you this cute little thing, which is what I am working on. This is from Spot Colors, and I actually got this as a kit from Katie and Laura for Christmas. And I am stitching this during our Stitch With Us videos. So if you haven't watched those, come join us. We asked you to leave us comments with questions you want us to answer in the next one. So ask away. But anyway, here's where I am on that. It's not exciting, but it's part of R2D2. And my husband is pretty excited that I am stitching this because he loves R2D2. And of course, BB-8's on there, and it's hard to hate BB-8.
Yeah.
There's a theme to what I'm working on. So I'm doing WhipGo this year, and one of the pieces that was called on my WhipGo board is Floral Death Star.
Woo!
So we have kind of a Star Wars themed, and unbeknownst to my husband that I was working on this, he's like, maybe we should start watching through the Star Wars movies in order. Okay, perfect.
Makes it easier to stitch on these projects, right?
Oh, for sure. So my goal is to finish this. I don't know that it'll get finished by the end of January, but anyway, I already had the top part finished, so I'm working on this bottom. So it's just a half circle around here, but I've got most of the pink flowers done in there. So I'll have just the blue flower at the bottom and then the leaves in the black. So got a pretty good start on it.
So technically you don't have to finish in January. You just don't get to mark it off until you've accomplished the goal.
Right. So
that's a good thing. If you don't know about WIPGO, you can have your board and you should put the goals that you really want to attain with things. Don't make them all too hard. Don't make them all too easy. But just because these things got called in January doesn't mean you have to finish them.
Right. And this is in the WIPGO, there's a group on Facebook. And it's not too late to join. You can join. Basically, you set up a board kind of like bingo, WIPGO. And there are 2 numbers that are called each month, and whatever space is called is what you work on. So
you have your board.
I do have my board.
And this is the brainchild of Jessie Marie Does Stuff on Instagram, on Instagram and on Flosstube. And you can go watch her. And she did a video about WIPGO 2021.
Yeah, here's my board. So you can see it looks like getting a bit of a reflection there.
Oh, and I see you've already marked which ones have been called.
So there's a free space on here. I actually put a goal on the free space, which was just 1,000 stitches on whatever project I wanted. But yeah, so they're basically enough that there will be 2 called each month now. And then you come up with your own reward for what you do if you get a bingo, which I haven't come up with. I'm really just doing this as a guide for what I'm going to work on during the year. So
this kind of, for me, takes the place of spinning the wheel. Although I may work spinning the wheel in with things that are not on my boards.
Right.
How many projects did you put on your board?
Oh, let me see. 3.
So there are 25 total spaces. You don't have to put one in number 13, the free space. So you could put 24, and that's how many will be called. I mean, she said you never get the free space right off, and it was the very first number that she drew.
Yeah. So I have 8 on my board. I have 8 projects, but like this whole first column is the Heaven and Earth design that I'm doing for James. This whole second one is, the Mario map that I'm doing, that huge full coverage. And then I have a couple of other projects that I've been working on for a long time that just need to be finished, like a project that I'm working on for my mom, a couple of projects that I want finished, like Let Joy Be Unconfined, which was the freebie from the Blue Flower that I'm doing in silks, the Candy Corn costume party from Frosted Pumpkin that I started, just things that, I think would make me happy. I want to finish Quotes to Live By from Emma Congdon this year, maybe. So that's kind of what my WIPGO board is like. And a lot of them, so one of the ones, and I haven't worked on this yet, is A Cheeky Escape, which is the Heaven and Earth design that I'm stitching for James. And the artist of that is Lucy Pittaway. There's a picture of that.
Oh, cute.
Thanks. And I haven't worked on it yet. My goal is 1,000 stitches this month. I don't know that I'll get 1,000 stitches in on it, but this is where I am as a starting point on that. So,
okay, and tell us the details on this. How are you doing this one?
Okay, so basically, I took the pattern and I've run diagonal lines through it. So, like, you do just like a little triangle, then you do another diagonal, then you do another diagonal. So you can kind of see there's a diagonal here. And basically, it makes it so that there are 10 across in the diagonal that I'm doing.
Are you doing full crosses or half
Yes.
crosses?
I'm doing full crosses. This is 1/1 on 25 count.
2020 was the year of Keisha and over one projects.
Yeah, that's true. I did do quite a few things. I was like, I'm going to get the hang of this. I also worked, I'd never done eyelets before, so I did a bunch of those. I did a bunch of French knots, not because I wanted to, but because they were in the pattern. But anyway, so this is one on my Whip Go board, and I haven't worked on it yet. So that might be what's coming up. And then my free space was just to work 1,000 stitches on whatever project I feel like, which I have done. I'm also throughout this year going to be working on the Christmas wreath from the Frosted Pumpkin. And so part 1 was this house, and part 2 was the bow. So I've been working on the bow, and I only have until this Friday to finish the bow before the next part comes out.
Oh, look at you. You're doing so good.
Thanks. So
on part 1, and she has the pink on the house left to fill in. Am I right, Katie? And she hasn't started the bow.
Gotcha. So I just have this side of the bottom of the bow to go. So not too much. And I've been mostly working on this at work. It's been my work project. So I'm excited to see what the next part is. I'm sure it's going to be great. So the next 2, I can't really show you what they are because they're models. So here's a corner of some fabric, Black Needle Society model. And then here's another corner of the fabric, Bendy Stitchy Design model. As you know, I'm the model stitcher for Hildy, so you can guess what this is.
And what fabric was that one on?
That is on Picture This Plus Earthen.
Ooh, so now everybody can be ready.
That's right. I don't know when that will come out, but it's a good one. It's a good one, guys. I'm going to say that about every Hildy. Also, the Black Needle Society one is pretty good too.
It's a pretty one.
Yeah, it was one where I was like, I had just had a baby, and Katie's like, you're not going to have time to stitch this model. I will have time to stitch that model, Katie.
That's fun. So what are your plans for 2021? To do Whip Go and
yeah, so I'm going to be doing Whip Go. And then just to kind of give you, I picked, instead of doing like, the people did the 10 and 20, I picked a 10 and 2021. That doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, but that's okay. So my plans are to finish, I want to finish Floral Death Star, which I showed you. I want to finish, and I don't have the pattern in here with me, but it's Mama McBruin and Luke from Stony Creek. It's a Boyd's Bear piece that I'm stitching for my mom that I've been stitching for a long time, and she occasionally asks about, so I'd like to get that one done. I'd like to finish 3 pages on A Cheeky Escape. There are several pages. I'm not finishing that one this year, but I'd like to see 3 pages finished, and that's quite a bit of stitching. So I'd like to see pages 3 and 4 done on my Mario whip. And so for Cheeky Escape, I'm counting each of those pages as one whip because they're 7,000 stitches. But I'm counting pages 3 and 4 of the Mario whip as just one whip. I'd like to finish Candy Corn Costume Party from the Frosted Pumpkin because that one makes me smile. I'd like to finish Quotes to Live By because I've had that one for a long time and I really like it and I just haven't finished it. I'd like to finish Let Joy Be Unconfined from the Blue Flower, that freebie, just because that one makes me smile too. And then I'd like to finish Winter Bloom, which is also by the Blue Flower. That was one of the ones that came in the Nice List box from the Black Needle Society. So I want to do that. And then I also want to finish up Christmas Wreath. I'm just trying to finish those parts as they come out. And there's one part coming out each month. So I think through August. So I'd like to keep up with that. And then I'd like to eventually start Death by Cross Stitch, because that's my plan for the year, to work on that and maybe get like 1,000 stitches a month. I don't know if that will happen. That one might be the one that kind of.
I've been asked about that and asked if we have a hashtag.
Oh.
So I think we could do a really simple TPQ, the Pattern Queens, TPQ Long Dog Sal.
Sounds good to me.
That'll be our hashtag.
Yes, perfect.
So,
and then I have a couple of models. Like I have the 2 that I showed, and then I know that Frogwarts Year 2 is coming. So those are my loose plans for the year.
Okay. Are you ready for me?
I'm ready for you. But is everyone else ready for you?
Yeah, never. I have 2 whip go boards because like I did 2 things last year, I wanted to put those in here.
Mm-hmm.
So I have my 10 and 21 choices. So I do have 10 projects on this one, and I've written them in, and so there are 24 spaces, like I said. So 8 of the projects each got 2 spaces. And is that how this worked? I would have to look. Or 14 and 10 more. I don't remember, but some of them got 3 each. 6, 18, 6 and 6. Nope, that didn't work. But anyway, some of them have 3 spaces. And I chose like the bigger ones to do that. Not everything on here is huge. One of the biggest ones I put on here is my 2017 Linen and Threads mystery sampler. And actually, that happens to be one that got drawn for January. I know you guys know what this is. I have not touched this one yet. So, and I'm supposed to finish 1 month of it. I am through June.
So good.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I love this, and I need to keep having a push to work on it. So I will pull that out. January for me is always kind of a time when I do starts.
Right.
So it's harder for me to have to work on an assigned project in January. But, you know, I will get to that because I love that. And I don't know that it's going to take me a month to finish my goals. You know what I mean? So, one of the other ones that I have on here is Coming to America. My poor people are stuck at sea. They're out in the middle of the ocean. They haven't gotten anywhere. And this is what I have done. Not a whole lot.
Nope. That's okay.
Yeah. So it's on here, I think 3 times. And I am wanting to get a page finish each time it comes up. So that, I mean, that's not bad, but it is a lot of stitching. And that's it on this. That's on my whip go. And then my other, or on my 10 and 21, sorry. Then I have some focus whips, things I would like to really, really work on. So on this one, I have 12 projects. So each one got 2 boxes. And for January, the one that got drawn, box 6 and box 18, it's the same project, which is good. It means it'll take it a little easy on me, and it's Away We Ride. And what's funny is that, like, I put a page finish, yeah, on each of them. Well, okay, this is all that's on one page, but also there's this. The goal was that I would have a finish, but my brain was not seeing that there was so much on one page. So I will just do a bunch. And I mean, they've both been called. So the goal now is just to finish it.
Right.
And I just had a little bitty start on it. I started it during the Halloween 13 SWF. And I've added on to it. I've added a lot of border. Wait. Let me think about this. It goes this way. Um, the border is two different colors of black, brown. And I got this far. That's as far as that one comes up. But this was so close that then I changed so that I could stop doing this border for a little bit, which it's not a bad border. It just helps me to maybe get more of the piece in so that like I can cut off my extra fabric and manage it a little better.
Right. Well, and sometimes it helps stay motivated too. If you're just doing the same repeating thing over and over again,
Mhm.
switching it up and doing a length of thread somewhere else kind of helps.
Yes. And I've worked on it a little bit, but obviously, I mean, I don't think I'm accomplishing all of these goals by the end of January, which puts me behind. And so I will definitely have to have some heavy duty stitching time. But because only one project was called, that'll be great for me. And I will be able to, get that one moving and get it off of there.
Right.
And I have more things sitting down here. I'm trying to think. Oh, I know that Julie, Kansas City girl in a Colorado world, did a snow day project. And every time it snowed, she worked on this project. I know I actually owe this project another day, but I decided I would make my Baby It's Cold Outside my snow day project.
Fun.
So I've had it out and I didn't think about it until we'd already had snow twice this season. So I put about an hour for each day in. So I've put a couple of hours more in this. And I am this far.
Wow.
I'm stitching on 32 count Jack Frost linen from Silk Weaver. I love
Nice.
that. And I'm
Yeah.
going to be okay. You don't fill in the rest of the house in
Hmm.
this part. I am going to be fine with it looking light behind there.
Yeah.
I know my fold is right at a bad part to see that, but it's it's fun. I really like this one. So I need
Yeah.
to pull it out and do another hour on it.
What a fun idea. Now I feel like I need a snow day project.
Well, I mean, it's just you just pull it out randomly then. So at least it'll see some progress this year.
Right.
And that's kind of where I've been is that I want some more things to see some progress.
Hmm.
Um, is this the one? Nope, this one. I joined Julie from Reflections Cross Stitch Shop.
Hmm.
I think it's called. She has a Flosstube as well. She is doing the 25/7 challenge. And I have a piece that I am supposed to be working on for one of my friends who asked me to do this. And it's Elegant Country Alphabet from Jeremiah Junction. Not my style at all. And I was having a really hard time getting myself motivated. So Julie's doing a 25/7. So the goal is you'll love this one, Keisha. You commit to stitch 25 stitches every day on one project.
Oh.
That's all you have to stitch is 25 stitches. I'm doing 25 minutes
Hmm.
just so that I will see, so that I will move this a little more.
Yeah.
Um, but Julie is very much don't burn yourself out because that's the point of this, that we want you to see progress with it. And you can do it with 25 stitches. And in her video, she shows what she got done and talks about how long it took her to do that. So I am this far. And what I have put in is all four of those letters.
Wow.
and I am in my 3rd week.
Wow.
So, and normally this is what I do for the next time.
Mhm.
I have it set up with the color that I will start with. Also just for me, because I want to, um, I want to make sure I get the most stitching possible. I set my timer and I don't start my timer until I'm actually at a point where like the needle is in and ready to go. If
Mhm.
I end my thread, I pause my time. If I
Mhm.
have to get up and do anything, I pause my time. You know, so I actually fully stitch for 25 minutes.
Wow.
So,
Nice.
um, and I really feel like I'm moving a little bit with that. So that has helped. But then then there are the starts. I was trying to think what came first. Oh, I know what came first. Let me move this book because I just keep thinking I'm going to flip it off of here.
I really like that idea. Now you have me thinking about what I could work on for 25 stitches a day, because 25 stitches, that's doable. I could definitely do 25 stitches a day.
Yes. I mean, you could even, that could even be your work project,
Mm-hmm.
because then there are only 2 days outside of that that you have to put in 25 stitches. You know what I mean?
Right. Right.
So,
Hmm.
Katie gave me this book last year for Mother's Day. It's an Emma Congdon book. It is fabulous. Everything in it is wonderful. There is one project I am not going to stitch out of this book. Um, here's the page. The only one I'm not going to stitch is this Bloom While You Are Planted. It's beautiful. I've already started another Emma Congdon Bloom While You're Where You Are Planted. So
Hmm.
I don't feel like I need to do another one.
Right.
Maybe when I get through all of the rest of them, but not necessarily. And I was trying to think, oh, what do I want to be my New Year new start? And then I was flipping through this, and this is the first design.
Oh, very nice.
And I think it just sets a nice tone for the year.
Hmm.
And January 1st was on Friday, and I do an online chat on Fridays. So I started this with the ladies there. And so I thought, you know, I think maybe I'm just going to stitch on this when I'm in on Friday night chats with them. So I've had 2, yeah, just 2 so far. And that's how far I am.
Oh, wow.
Maybe 3, maybe 3. 1, 8. Yeah, I've had 3.
That looks
But
great.
isn't it fun?
Mm.
I really like it. And it's a way that I will be able to get some progress made on something that I really wanted to do. So that's another one. And then I'm trying to think what's in these big bags. Oh, I know what that is. That's a plan. We'll talk about that in a minute. That's a plan. My other whips. This I also started in the first week of January, and it is Winter Rose Manor from With Thy Needle and Thread.
Oh, wow. That's pretty.
I am probably going to have to buy more of that beautiful pink for the house, because hers is on like 36 count or something. But I had this piece of natural with silver linen,
Hmm.
and I decided I wanted to use it. So I have a little bit of the border. Yep, I have it the right way. And you can, I don't know if you can see my sparkle or not.
Not too much.
And I don't think, yeah, it gets too grainy when I get close. But it has just little touches of silver in it. So it's really pretty. And I was really happy to start this.
Mm-hmm.
And I have been back to it. That's more than one day of progress. So I would have had to start every day, but I ran out of some things. So another one, I know I keep leaning down off of here. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Another one I've really wanted to start. Um, I have looked at this for years, and then I watched Janet Jabber, and she was stitching one state and one star every week.
Mm.
And so my goal is to kind of get the scaffolding set up so that I can really get started. Not the whole thing, but a bunch of it. So it's One Nation from Bygone Stitches. And I have a little start. I don't remember what my fabric is on the, oh, yes, I do. It's parchment, 36 count parchment from Fiber on a Whim. It's what you're stitching on.
Yes, it's a very familiar fabric. That's what Frogwarts Year 1 was on, and what Frogwarts Year 2 will be on.
So there is the start of the stars, or
Ooh,
where the stars will go.
yeah.
So I'm going to finish getting the diamonds all the way across the top, and then
Mhm.
I can start on the top red line, and then I'll be able to start that one star, one state
Right.
a week, hopefully. I don't know if I'll, I mean, that would be a lot of stitching every week on this project, so I'll have to see how that goes. But I can at least start doing the, one star, one state, however often I'm going to do that. So that was another start I had. And okay, double checking. Then I have a couple of things that are plans. I
Okay.
wanted to start this. Repeat the Sounding Joy from Kathy Barrick.
Ooh, yes.
And my family bought me the silks to do it.
Oh, wow.
So I had a really pretty piece of fabric. However, it was bigger count and I would have had to go back and buy more
Mm,
silks. And really, I would like those to come out of the same dye lot if I'm going to
right.
do that. So I ended up getting a piece of seraphim fabric, and it's called Finian. And I don't know how well this will show. It looks like this.
Mm,
It's got some like purpley that has a red tint to it and some grayish spots on it and just a lot of different color. Probably when I'm working on it, you'll see it more. And this
right.
one I will get started soon. And this is a 40 count fabric. So I will have more than enough um, of the silk floss for it now.
Right.
But love this.
Yes, that's so pretty.
That's what I thought Katie was going to say would look good on the 32 count fabric I got. And I was going to be like, no, it's only 32 count. I can't do that. So, excuse me. Sorry. I just have a tickle. Then I have a couple more just to show you of things. I think I showed this. Um, Long Dog put out Pandemic this summer. And I have this beautiful piece of Murtaugh fabric from Fabrics by Stephanie. And I have from Mrs. Sadis Oxide,
I
which
am in love with that floss. That floss is so good.
it is so gorgeous. And I have two skeins of it. So maybe there'll be a little extra and I'll give you a little bit for something. Okay. But
I try to find something for it.
I had bought a couple of other ones. I had bought one other one that I thought might be really pretty on here. And I think mine is this one. Nope, it was this one. I had this,
Mhm.
and I just don't like it as well.
No,
So
that oxide is.
Katie had gotten herself the oxide, and we laid it on there. And I'm like, oh, we're going to have to order again. I just need it. And let me tell you, this comes from Spain and it came really pretty quickly. So I am going to do Life After Death. And I have found from, oh, help me out.
Silks for You.
Yes, Silks for You. Does that look like me?
That does look like you.
And I found a piece of fabric. This is from R&R. It is 40 count antique hydrangea.
Ooh.
Palest,
Oh,
palest.
perfect.
It's really pretty. So I am excited about that. And I'm going to save mine until you're ready to start yours because solidarity.
All right. I think I'm making choices, but I need to see the fabric I'm thinking about in person.
Cool. And you're doing Death by Cross Stitch.
Yes.
And I'm doing Life After Death. And here's what will be fun. I am a bottom right starter, so I'll be starting down here. Not up here where the fun stuff is with, you know, these guys and the whale and nope, down here.
Well, you have something to work toward. I am a top left stitcher. So for anyone
steps.
Yeah. For anyone familiar with the pattern, that's where like the unicorn is, top left.
Yes. Our friend Athena has been working on Death by Cross Stitch.
I saw she was working on that one.
It was her Christmas break start.
Nice.
So that is everything that I'm talking about today.
All right. Well, I would like to mention to those of you who this entire time have been watching and been like, what is different? What is different? What is different? Laura's not wearing her glasses today. So there you go.
I'm nearsighted and my near vision is very good. So if I have my glasses on, when Keisha is showing things, I am lifting my glasses and getting up here and peeking.
Right.
So if I just leave them off, then it's much better. So
right. That was just something I was thinking about while you were talking. I was like, sometimes people do this to me in videos. And I have this like, what is different? Something's different. What has changed?
So, but 2021, I told you I'm not really concerned about my number of whips. I'm really not. I'm starting obviously what I want to start. I believe I even have a few more things in there that I'm ready to start, but generally that stops at the end of January. And then I have been doing the new start on that Stitch Mania does. So this year it'll be the new start on the 21st because it's 2021. So every month I will be starting something. I think maybe I will do, I don't know. I mean, I always am trying to think of something. Maybe I will do Christmas ornaments. I don't typically stitch Christmas ornaments.
Right.
But I thought maybe it would be fun.
Ooh, yeah.
Collection.
Yeah, that would be. And then, as you know, with me, there is no rhyme or reason to what I do. I didn't even start anything new on January 1st. I was working on a model on January 1st.
Well, you were out of town. You were busy.
Right. Yeah, the only new thing I've started is the R2D2 BB8 piece that we're doing during our Stitch With Us. That's the only new thing I've started this year so far. But that's fine. As you know, I will work on whips a whole bunch, and then just one of these days, I'll be like, I'm starting something new every single day this week. You never know what you're going to get with me.
Technically, new year, new start.
I started something in a new year.
Yeah. It doesn't really have to be on the 1st. So right. I have different traditions that I do, and that's one of them. So
yeah, I don't have any traditions. Though I do like the idea of this 25/7. I might have to find something to do for that.
I really like it. And, we post our picture. So you have to take a picture every day, but we only post them once a week.
Oh, okay.
So
I
you're
can do that.
tying up a lot of time. It is a private group. You would need to watch Julie's video and it tells you where to contact her. She helped me get in and everything else. So it was great. The other
Well,
thing I will
oh,
probably go ahead because you're
oh, I was going to say, I'm a part of a lot of groups, but a lot of times I don't post in groups, and I'm just like, that sounds like a good challenge. I'm just going to do it by myself.
you know what? You and Eunice can be buddies because Eunice is doing it, but not in the group.
That's
So,
all. Hi, Eunice. I hope you're doing well.
um, the other thing that I'm planning to try to do is I would like to stitch something Halloween on the 13th and the 31st. Now I'm going to tell you that I missed the 13th because I forgot it was the 13th. So obviously I need reminders somewhere.
Yeah.
And then I also want to pull out a Christmas project on the 25th of
Mm,
every month and work on it because, I started 12 new things during our 12 days of stitching. And
mhm.
I already have a bunch of whips, but I have so many Christmas projects that I thought, okay, well, let's just see how much progress I can get in on these things. And I will have more things, I will have more finishes from those because I did spend at least 2 days, if not 2 or 3 days, um, during the month working on those. But my goal is just to touch a lot of projects and get some time in on them.
That sounds like a good goal.
So whatever little tips and tricks I can come up with to work more in, that's what I'm doing.
Right. And I am at the mercy of my tiny overlord. So.
And Katie keeps me busy with both Love You More and the Black Needle Society. And oh my gosh, if you have not watched Kathy Haberman's latest video, please go do that. It's no spoiler. Kathy is the designer for our January date with your stitching box, which Keisha will get tomorrow. And I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but she has a box and she did an unboxing on her video. And to hear her talk about the project she designed is perfect.
Oh, well, then I'll have to go watch that once I get the box. We'll see if James feels like doing an unboxing. I don't know if he will. But if he does, we'll film it and we'll put it up.
You could have a lot of fun with that, huh? So I think that's it. Do you have anything else?
I don't. It was good to be back and to do a regular video, and even if we were a little rusty.
Yes. We had talked about doing an end of year recap. And at this point, we're kind of feeling like maybe we've let it go a long time. And watch our Instagram. Maybe we'll manage to get it together enough to put pictures on Instagram on our personal accounts and show you
But
what.
no promises. I'm the one who's been holding this up.
Well, I don't know. It would mean I have to drag out all of my pieces. So, and that's, I mean, when you're talking about 26 doesn't sound like a lot, but when I have to go find 26 pieces, that's a
And
lot.
the pattern that goes with them.
I don't even have the pattern that goes with most of them.
I probably have most
You
of them.
do. Oh my goodness. So, okay, then I think that is it. We'll be back for a stitch with us next week. And if Keisha has time and the Overlord allows, then she might be doing a whip parade. I think that
Maybe.
at some point, but
That's,
you know,
maybe it'll be April. I don't know.
that's fun when you have those. You can have the pre-mania.
Right.
Whip.
I'll do a whip parade when no one else is doing a whip parade. You have lots of whip parades to watch right now, right?
They're so fun.
Yes, they are. I love them.
So, okay, well, I'm rambling now.
Oh, me too.
So, see you Sunday.
Bye. Have a good week.